Hey everyone, welcome to your reading. This is Natalie from Power Moon Tarot. I'm here today with a reading for you called Better, Faster, Stronger. We're about halfway through 2020 and I really would like to do this reading. I really feel guided to do this reading right now to show us where Spirit has been working with us in 2020 and where we have become better, faster, and stronger. I think it's important to realize that about ourselves as we're traversing the energy of 2020, which has been challenging for many people. So let's go ahead and start with the piles. We have pile number 1, which is the yellow tea light, pile number 2, which is the blue tea light, pile number 3, which is green, and pile number 4, which is orange. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, or 4. So go to whatever pile you're drawn to. The link to each pile will be in the description. We're going to start out with oracle cards for each one first, like we normally do. I'm going to go ahead and move the other piles aside so we can get going here. This reading has been on my mind for a couple days now. I've wanted to do this reading. I'm curious to see what Spirit has to say, just as much as you are here. So with that, just kind of arrange everything. And if you're here for the yellow tea light, this is your reading, pile number 1. And our question today is, so far for 2020, where have you become better, faster, and stronger? Okay, we really want Spirit to acknowledge at this time where you have become better, faster, and stronger in your life, okay? So with that, let's go ahead and take a look at the oracle cards. Okay, we have the vulture spirit, we have spider spirit, we have the eye of Horus, we have the dark mysteries, we have clarity, and we have review and reflection, timeout needed. Okay, so Spirit has been, before we get into the tarot, I'm just going to go ahead and take a look at the oracle cards here. So Spirit has been removing waste from your life and has needed you to take a time out so that you can have clarity about what's been happening. And you're doing a mini life review. The last couple months of 2020 have been a life review for you. So you've gone over your life and you've looked at the various parts of your life: career, romance, friendships, living your life purpose. I do feel you've been analyzing if you're living your life purpose and if you have been able to make your dreams a reality so far in this lifetime. And I do feel you've been very contemplative, and you've been much more contemplative and much more spiritual, I think, than you have been in the past. Like, even if you were in the past, you've really accelerated in the timeline that we've been in 2020. I feel that you've matured quite a bit. I feel that you've also understood that even when life deals you lemons, and even when you know, it's just garbage after garbage after garbage, it's like you've come to understand that there's nothing wasted in life, and that you know, whatever happens, you can take it and you can make it into something better. And I feel that you guys have been very creative with your pain. You've been very creative with turning you know, things that you've gone through, the things that you've looked at during this life review, and you've turned them into creative genius. You know, you've been very busy, and you've been much more busy spiritually than you have been in the past. Very focused on your mission, and you've taken some beat downs. I'm not going to lie here. Pile number 1 with the vulture spirit and the timeout needed. You know, you've taken some, I feel that in the recent past, you've taken some beat downs and you've had some struggle, but you've handled it in such a mature way. You've really come at it from the perspective of, I need to gain clarity on what this is about, and I don't want to waste any of this, because if I am going through something, I want to be able to, draw on all my resources, and I want to up level myself. It's almost like, when you're at the table and you just want to finish your entire plate. You've been very interested in completion and completing a cycle right now. With this full moon in the background, it's like you are full. Your spirit is full. Your dreams are coming. You're at a full moon phase. So your dreams are coming to fruition, and, something is ripe, overly ripe here for you. And I see that you've been very resourceful in making this happen. And that's where you're becoming better, faster, and stronger. For the Eye of Horus, it says, the Eye of Horus brings divine perception, protection, and insight. You are gifted with certain spiritual abilities, including divine sight, that are awakening and growing now. You have much more divine support and protection so that you may grow your abilities and serve others with your divine gifts. Trust your perception and know you are divinely protected. Okay, so yeah, the Eye of Horus has, his eye on you, basically, and you're being protected by that. And you can see here with the 11, the number 11 here, 56 with the spider spirit too. I do feel like there are, in the vulture spirit, I do feel like because you've moved to this new level, there are, those creatures that go bump in the night that most people are, not made to feel warm and fuzzy by, like spiders and vultures. You're fine with that. We have the dark mysteries here. The dark goddess calls you into her inner chamber, where she holds a test and a gift for you. The test is your willingness to meet and release fears within that have been secretly holding you back. The gift is freedom, peace, opportunity, and prosperity in all its forms. Will you accept her call? Your time for deeper initiation is here. Oh, God, pile number 1. I just got chills when I read that. You are in a deeper initiation. You're going where many people don't go. Many people do not have the wherewithal or the luxury of having a life review in the middle of their life. Most people don't have a life review until they exit the earth plane and are looking at everything. You are in a life review right now, and that's why you've needed to have a timeout. And there's been slim pickings when it comes to other people and the way other people have impacted you, which, you've had to walk away from a lot of things, pile number 1. You've had to, take what you can, take what you like and leave the rest, basically, is what you've had to do with people. And you've had to, you've had to put things down, things in the past that you wouldn't have put down. You've had to put them down now. You've had to just say, no, okay, I'm not picking that up. I'm not going to pick that up. Nope. I've got to focus on this. I've got to focus on making my dreams a reality. I need to have true clarity about what it is that I want here. And I'm in the middle of a life review and a major initiation, okay? So your spiritual muscles are flexing right now, pile number 1, and that is where you're becoming better, faster, and stronger. You can make something out of nothing. You're very creative. I almost feel like you're one of those people that if you had you could make a meal out of nothing. If you had a couple simple ingredients in your fridge, if you had, no clothes to wear, you could sew something simple for yourself to wear. I just feel that you're very resourceful, and that there's nothing that can really tear you down in life anymore, because you're at a phase where you're just creating your own karma based on what you feel and what you think, all right? And that is, a lot of people don't have the luxury of getting to that stage, all right? Pile number 1. So I'm going to put some of these cards up here, and I think now it's time to go into your tarot reading. So spirits, angels, and guides, where is my pile number 1 becoming better, faster, and stronger? Spirit, angels, and guides, we'd like to acknowledge pile number 1's success that they've had leading up to this point, halfway through 2020. Where are they becoming better, faster, and stronger? You guys are, we have the Princess of Swords here. You guys are becoming aware of how you communicate and where you haven't been as good at communicating in the past, and how that's influenced you. And you're becoming stronger communicators. And a friend may have talked to you about that and said, look, I think you need to say more of what you want. I think you need to communicate more what it is, what you want to people, right? And I do see you becoming better with communication and more clear, more concise, more clear, more direct. Definitely more direct in your communication. And I also see you might be writing. You could be doing some writing, some speaking events, some writing events. You could have a YouTube channel of your own where you speak on it. You're just a lot more logical, I think, than you've been in the past, and you're getting really good with words too. You're becoming real sharp with words and the way that you express yourself. Oh, Prince of Swords. It's like double duty here. Yeah, the Prince of Swords, it's like another level up, right? So you guys have the Princess of Swords and the Prince of Swords. This would be the Page of Swords and the Knight of Swords. You guys are leveling up your communication big time. And you know, others are going to notice this change in you and that you've become much more direct. And I do feel that you're going to, you know, and that's this clarity card here. You guys have the clarity card. So it's also about getting your mind clear and having this life review and this time for reflection. It's also so to get your mind clear, you guys, because you know, you are in the middle of a life review, and so you need your mind to be clear and focused, and you do need to know what you want, right? And you need to eliminate anything that quickly, and the swords are about quickness here. You need to eliminate anything quickly that doesn't, you know, fit the bill. And I think that you guys are becoming this is where you're becoming better, faster, and stronger. You guys are definitely, you're noticing your thoughts more and how your thoughts contribute or don't contribute to your happiness. You're noticing the nuances of how others communicate with you and what they say versus what they don't say. You are becoming very astute in all matters of communication, and that is where you are flexing your muscle. You're getting a lot of clarity about past patterns, okay? And where you might have been having, with this Vulture card, I do feel like it's where you had auric leakage in the past, and where your aura was leaking because you weren't clear about what you wanted and what your boundaries were, and you also weren't, you know, just flat out speaking and telling others what you wanted or needed, and it was causing you to have auric leakage and not be as creative as you could be, right? So I do think you're getting a lot more clear on that, and you're really firing up that throat chakra big time. 10 of Pentacles, okay? So you are, I get this sense that you are, if you're one of those people that didn't used to have matching socks, or didn't used to, you know, your closet was a mess, or, you know, you didn't have like the basics in your closet to go to and wear, just a simple outfit, or you didn't, you know, like it was always just a shit show to get ready, or, you know, your refrigerator just had a random bunch of mess in it. I'm getting the picture here that you guys have become a lot more, you know how people say adulting, right? Like, oh, you're adulting, and you know, you have socks that match, and you've got shoes that match your outfit, and you have, you know, a couple pair of black pants and a couple of shirts that you could wear to anything. You know, I feel like you guys are adding simplicity to your life and routines and structure to your life that make it easy for you, you know, not to be wasteful, and to also save your money too. I do think you guys, Spirit wants to acknowledge here too, that you guys have been, you know, yeah, you know, you've been spending money on quality things that you actually need, but you haven't been blowing your money on a bunch of frivolous stuff like maybe before. And I do think that you're becoming much more mature about relationships as well, and how you communicate to people what you need and what you want. You're getting very clear about whether, you know, a traditional relationship is even for you or not. And we also have the Queen of Cups here. So you guys could be empaths, you guys could be feelers, you could be, with the Ten of Pentacles, I'm also getting that some of you are wrapping up a cycle that a job or a business that you've owned, you're wrapping up a cycle and you're letting that go. And something has come to its complete maturity as far as, you know, a business idea could go, etc. And so you're, you know, moving on to the next phase there. Sorry, I just had to, that came in as I was moving on to the Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups, I do feel like you're becoming more emotionally stable than you have been in the past. I do feel that you understand more of what you need and what you want. And I definitely feel this creativity with this spider spirit and the Queen of Cups. I think those two are very interrelated to one another. And I see you being very busy with your projects, and whatever you love and care for is what you're going to put your energy into, pile number one. So Spirit just really wants to acknowledge, I hear some of you have become softer than you've been in the past too, like softer with others. I mean, with this Princess and Knight of Swords, you might not be, like, when you need to communicate something, you can say it. But I also feel that you've become softer with those that are closest to you, and you've appreciated their efforts and energy more than maybe you would have in the past. And you are putting a lot of love and effort and energy into the things that you find most important in your life, okay? And the Two of Swords here, so I also see you maintaining extreme grace and balance under pressure, okay? You're able to stay rational, logical. Some of you might be Libras or air signs here, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and you're able to be very calm and quiet and cautious in situations where other people would be freaking out. And you're able to conserve your energy, and, you know, you're able to, you know, basically move through anything that comes your way. And I do see you've had some situations that have caused you some grief and some pain. You might have had some death in your life, or a death of a relationship, or a relationship that's teetering on the edge of death. And Spirit just wants to acknowledge you for being so gracious and so caring and so stable during this period, because you're really like just, you're just a real salt of the earth person, and you're better, faster, stronger at, you know, maintaining that beautiful balance that you maintain. And I do see that 2020 so far has been very challenging for you guys. And I do see that there's been some very sad situations, and that somebody in an older generation in your family may have passed. Now, that's not for everyone. That can be, this is a general reading, but I do feel that, okay? And you've been like a rock to others. If your family's been going through sorrowful times, you've been like a rock to others. And yeah, you've totally, Spirit just wants to tell you, oh, Ace of Wands, you have a new beginning in love and excitement and projects, etc., and passion coming up for you for the rest of 2020. But Spirit wants to acknowledge the work you've been doing on your heart chakra here, because this hasn't been easy, pile number one. You've had during the first 6 months of 2020, you've been dealt some pretty challenging situations, and you've had some significant heartbreak here. If I wasn't completely sure with this Two of Swords, I'm very, very sure with this Three of Swords now that you have been, and I feel like you've been holding it together for everyone else in your family. Like you've been the one, you've been the rock, you've been holding it down for everybody else. And you've been very protective of those around you and very maternal. Even if you're a man watching this, like you've just been very protective of others, and you know, you've really been graceful about everything that you've been going through. And this has been very deep for you, pile number one. And that's why I think it's put you into a period of review and reflection, deep review on your life. And it's why you're being initiated into the dark mysteries by Goddess Isis right now, because you are ready. You've gone through it. You're ready to move into the next level. And the Eye of Horus here is talking about protection and protecting others. And with the Queen of Cups here, you also protect others. I do feel you've been a rock for the people that are in your life. And I do feel like you've been the one carrying a lot of the load here. And Spirit just says, I get this message from Spirit, you guys. You guys have always been strong. You know, you've always been better, faster, stronger than, you know, a lot of other people in your life. I'm just getting that, okay? And I'm not saying that to pump up the ego or whatever. I'm just saying that you have this certain way about you, and you're cool under pressure. You are good in a crisis. And, you know, you've been through some crises in the first 6 months of 2020, and you have passed it A+. Emotionally, you've been there for others. I do think, you know, there's stuff here about communication and boundary holding here, and being able to express yourself and your sadness and your pain, and feeling like you can also do that with others, and others will care for you when you're under duress. And I do feel like the second half of 2020 could be about letting others be that person for you. But I love how you guys are communicating and being very firm in what you're saying and getting tons of clarity on situations. And I love how you're just so graceful and loving to those around you, and how you really just hold space for people even when you are going through significant hardship. Okay, you can make something out of nothing. Like I said before, you can absolutely make something out of nothing. You're not a person that's wasteful, and you have a lot of clarity now about difficult situations that were challenging in the past, and you're doing a life review. Okay, pile number one. So I hope that that was helpful. Better, faster, stronger for 2020. And who knows what the rest of 2020 will bring, but I certainly hope we all get some more peace, right? Okay, so let's move on to pile number two. Okay, my pile number twos. If you chose the blue tea light candle, this is your reading, okay? And I have some oracle cards for you. So we're going to be asking Spirit, better, faster, stronger. Where have my pile number twos gotten better, faster, and stronger so far in 2020 in the first 6 months? Okay. So we have the wolf spirit and the groundhog spirit. Then we have lapis lazuli here. We've got healing the divine masculine here. Okay. We've got ghosts. Wow, you guys, facing your fears. And we've got white, purity and innocence. Oh my. All of a sudden I got a vision of The Exorcist, or I got a vision of you know, those like temple virgins that walk around the temple in white, and then they run into ghosts, and then I don't know, it's just, I've just started thinking of that movie, The Virgin Suicides, which is crazy. I don't know if you guys have seen it. I'm not saying that, you know, that's what you've been going through, but I do feel like you're being restored to original innocence here with the white and the purity. You're being restored to your original innocence, and you've worked really hard to get there, right? The groundhog spirit is very busy and has a lot, that they do to shore up their resources. And I feel like, this groundhog spirit is saying time to let go. So I do feel like it's time to let go of the ghosts that have haunted you and the trouble that has befallen you in times, and also the situations that have made you doubt if you're really a child of God and if you're really like pure of heart and true. And I do feel like you've been working on that, pile number 2, and you've turned knowledge into wisdom here. So not only do you have like a clearing of your past karmas with this purity and innocence, and you have a reset for yourself here, but you're also a lot more protective and primal. It's like you get your innocence back, but at the same time, you're not one to be effed with, okay? And so I definitely see like how you have found your innocence, and that's helped you let go of the ghosts of the past, and how as a result, it's almost like spirit has put you in this protection bubble, and anything that was negative before can't get at you anymore. And you're so kind and sweet and gentle and innocent in your ways, but people better not F with you, because you do have like this wolf energy protecting you. A wolf energy could be an animal totem for you, and there's nothing to be afraid of, right? With the ghosts here, there's nothing to be afraid of, and you have your animal companion with you. There's nothing for you guys to be afraid of here. We have the temple, and I can see part of what you've been doing here for 2020 is conquering fear and restoring yourself back to this original state of innocence with all your maturity and knowledge intact. That's a pretty awesome feat. We have the Temple of Lapis Lazuli. It says, your soul is very ancient and holds the wisdom of star peoples from civilizations with unique high vibrational awareness that can help transition humanity from a culture based on fear to a love-based community. You are here on this planet to be you to the fullest extent possible. Then you will help heal human culture so the planet may thrive. Yeah, I was talking about releasing fear and letting go of the past and letting go. Yeah, so definitely letting go of that and upgrading big time. You're becoming better, faster, and stronger at letting go of fear. And I feel like you're also becoming good at recognizing fear when others have you trapped in a fear dialogue. Not maybe trapped, but just when others are trying to engage you in fearfulness and fearful conversations, or dynamics in relationships, I feel that you guys are getting very good at recognizing that and not taking part of it anymore. It's almost like, yes, you're innocent, your innocence is restored, but you're also have the wisdom of a wolf. So nobody's gonna come. You are not the hunted, you are the hunter, but you are innocent. You're like a hunter for love instead of fear. And we have healing the divine masculine. The divine masculine within provides protection, discernment, healing, and a deep sense of safety and holding, even through the most uncomfortable circumstances of life. Your inner masculine is going through a healing right now, growing stronger in the ability to offer you inner protection and stability so your inner feminine can blossom with creative expression. I love that, you guys. That's the wolf energy here. You could have a wolf spirit who's working with you. And I feel like this is the wolf spirit here for you guys is the most evolved part of the divine masculine. It's like being both knowledgeable and having wisdom, not striking out, minding your own, walking your path, but knowing your strength and being able to protect yourself and protect your pack. Right? And you guys are going through a healing right now of your divine masculine. If you had relationships in the past where you didn't feel like you really protected yourself and you really couldn't, express yourself, be yourself, and you also just put everyone's needs in front of yours, I do see this is healing for you right now. And the first 6 months of 2020, this has been a massive healing for you guys, okay? There's more for you in the future with relationships, pile number 2. You're not going to be alone forever. Or if you are in a relationship, your relationship is not going to be plateaued. It will ramp up. Here, you're going through an upgrade right now. And there's healing of the divine masculine within you. Oh, it's so beautiful, pile number 2. Okay, so let's go ahead. I got so into your oracle cards. I still have tarot to read for you. So let's go into your tarot reading and take a look at what's happening for you. Better, faster, stronger. So angels, spirits, and guides. I just feel your energy is so sweet, pile number 2. Like you're original, you're like sweetness, you know, you're like a really good person. I swear you guys are gonna make me cry. You guys are really, really kind, loving people. You know, the world isn't always reflective of that. That's why you need the wolf there in your corner for patrolling the boundaries and not to scare other people, but just, you know, it's discernment, it's wisdom. Yeah, 10 of Swords. Yeah, you guys really had some, and this card just went and fell out of my hand like that. I feel you guys have been in some very dire situations in your life, and you might have had some abusive relationships growing up, or, you know, in your recent past, you might have had abusive relationships or been with an abuser, somebody who is mentally or physically abusive, or family situations like that. And I do feel like, you know, those ghosts are sometimes haunting, and but you guys have been doing the work of letting go of that. And with the 10 of Swords, it's like the last thing that really needed to go here in 2020 to be better, faster, and stronger was to let go of the mental anguish. Like the situation could have come and passed and be in your past, but it could still be bothering you from a mental perspective, just kind of, you know, going over it, or it's not fair, or continuing to ruminate on it. And I see that, you know, you've put a fork in that in 2020. In the first 6 months of 2020, you become better, faster, stronger at putting a fork in it and moving on from some of these situations that, you know, have honestly been, they have lowered your spirit in the past. And your spirit can never be lowered, you guys, because you guys are so, like, you guys are very sweet, pure, and innocent. Eventually you guys will come back up, and you guys will resurface, because you're just so sweet and loving and innocent in your ways. And so, you know, it's not going to be like this forever. And I think you realize that. I think you're working on, and you've worked on letting that go. Yeah, and I keep hearing apathy, apathetic. Maybe in the past you were very apathetic about this and thought that, you know, because things were so bad, that there was no possible way that you could even start to let it go, you know, that there would be no solution to the problem. And I think now you're in 2020, you're getting better, faster, and stronger at seeing the solution, at returning to your innocence here. And yeah, 4 of Swords, you guys have done so good at resting and taking care of yourselves and giving yourselves the break that you need and calming those mental thoughts that, you know, about the past, about past relationships that were hard for you. You really just, you know, maybe you're taking a break from relationships right now, or you're not getting into anything that's super heavy. You're just kind of in slumber a little bit with that, because your divine masculine energy is healing and the wolf is emerging for you. And I love that. I love the wolf. And you're putting those ghosts behind you. And so you've needed time to, you know, work through the heart chakra issues that you've had in the past. And you've gotten much better and faster and stronger at doing that. The Star, yeah, you guys have been massively healing. Massive healing. I'm getting that at night while you guys sleep, your guides are also helping you through this healing. Like you are being given angelic healing, actually, and not just from your guides, but from the angels, because you have that innocent earth angel energy. The angels, if you haven't invited the angels to help you with your healing at nighttime, do invite that energy and ask your angels to come in and work with you while you sleep and help you heal, because that's going to be very beneficial for you. And it's really going to help speed things up too. And I feel like you guys are open to different advice right now. You're very mentally open to things that are healing. Like maybe you're getting into some things you haven't gotten into, like Reiki or crystal healing, or listening to tarot videos, but there's healing to receive, like in nature. There's healing to receive in conversations with friends that really love us and care for us and get us. There's so much healing to receive in the world, you guys. And I think you're becoming aware of the abundance of healing that's there for you, okay? And yeah, you Two of Wands, you guys have been going down a different path that you've never been down before. And it takes strength and courage to go down this new path. And it's a path that, is taking you deeper into who you are and into your life. And it does represent, if you could see that, it looks like almost like it's a race, not that you guys have been in racing energy, but it looks like, on your mark, get set, go. And that, you're just going down a different road than you have in the past. And, it's so challenging because the road is not, it has a lot of peaks and valleys in it. And you could have been gone through some peaks and valleys as you've been going through this healing and healing your divine masculine energy. You could have been, going through some ups and downs, and you've just gotten better at adjusting to that. You've just gotten better at staying cool, at staying calm, at resting when you need to, and adjusting to the ups and downs of that, okay? And you've just gotten, and you've taken more, you've taken more initiative too than you have in the past, I see. Yeah, Judgment here. So you guys are definitely having a rebirth, a spiritual rebirth. And Princess of Pentacles, I saw this earlier, and I do feel like some of you are getting more physically active than you have in the past. And I feel like you're taking your health more seriously, and that you're doing that you've been, really been active. And, it's that fire, it's that primordial fire in the Judgment card that really brings us onto a new path. Again, here with this card, I see other doors opening here, and I see a new path in the distance for you guys. And I also see, situations where you used to get trapped in a mirror and mirroring others, you're coming out of that, and you're being your own unique person, regardless of what others say or do, okay? But you are going through a spiritual rebirth right now, no doubt about it. And you're making some judgment calls in your life about this versus that, this person versus that person. You're making I get the sense that you're like, I don't want things to be that difficult anymore. Things can be easier. And so certain situations that were attractive to you in the past are not attractive to you anymore. It's like you value your peace, okay? I don't even hardly want to move on to the next reading. I feel like you guys are doing really great and becoming better, faster, stronger, working on your divine masculine, and just really doing a great job with it, you guys. I'm proud of you, pile number 2. I don't know, maybe that sounds very older sister of me, but I'm proud of you, okay? Okay, so let's move on to pile number 3. So pile number 3 here, we have the green tea light candle. So if you chose pile number 3, you picked this lovely green here. I love the green, it's the heart chakra. And let's just kind of sink in here and relax and ask our spirit angels and guides, what is pile number 3 becoming better, faster, and stronger at in 2020? Okay. Ooh, I've been seeing this owl all day in this deck. Oh my. Spirit, okay, I have the owl spirit, the bobcat spirit. I have the spirit of Isis, the goddess Isis here. I have the high priestess. Oh, right. Oh my God, you guys, I just got chills. I have creative writing. So some of you could be doing some writing or some creative work in general that's very, you've become better, faster, and stronger at it. And I have an invitation here too. How curious is that, right? So I do feel like you are being offered an invitation, and this is, I feel like this is coming up for you, and you might not have this invitation yet, and you might not know that this is coming for you, but all the work that you've been doing is, I do feel like you're gonna have opportunities in your creative life. I do feel like the work that you're doing right now is going to be noticed, pile number 3. The creative work that you're doing, and that could be a number of things. I mean, you don't have to be a musician, an actress, or a writer here, but just anything that you do creatively where you add your touch to it and your flair to it is going to be highly sought out. And I do feel that you are going to get some kind of an offer or invitation from somebody soon. And in the rest of 2020, as things start to open up and we're going to have more events and etc., probably later on in the year, I do feel you're going to get an invitation for the work that you've been doing. And so you've just become, I feel you've developed a routine with what you like and what you like to do. So we have the owl spirit here. You see clearly now. I can see clearly now. The rain is gone. It's going to be a bright, sunshiny day, right? But the owl is so much more. I feel, there's a lot of wisdom with the owl, and that you clearly see the path forward with your work and what you need to do next, and how you bring, your personal flair to what you do. So I'm definitely feeling, and the owl's wearing a crown here. So I see you being recognized, and I see you being recognized as somebody in your field who has attained a level of mastery. If you doubted before 2020 that you had the skills and the wherewithal to undertake something, you do. You really do. If you wanted to start your own business, if you wanted to have a spiritual business or be an entrepreneur, or you wanted to write that novel, or whatever it is that you wanted to do, or finish a degree that maybe you forgot about, and all of a sudden it's just boom back up in your mind again in 2020. I see you making or having had made strides to this, and I see the hard work that you have put in making you more diligent, better, faster, and stronger at what you do, you guys. And some of this, like the way that opportunities are going to come to you, I feel is going to be a mystery. Like you're not going to be sure how it even happened. We have the bobcat spirit here. It's going to be like, how did this, the bobcat is weaving in and out and moves quickly, and now he's here, now he isn't, right? So it's like, what's actually happening? I feel like some of it is behind the veil for you right now, because some of it's coming in the future for you. But definitely all the mastery and all the training and all the work that you've been doing is going to come to fruition for you guys, and you're going to be recognized for what you've been up to, okay? I'm so excited for you guys. I'm really, an 8 is a huge abundance number. It's all about, taking the lead and being abundant and organizational power. It's being recognized. It's getting that promotion, whatever it is that you guys have put your life's work into. I can see this is maturing for you now. in the rest of 2020. Something is coming for you, okay? And we have a good thing. The High Priestess here, a mystery is to be unveiled. A new clarity around your direction is unfolding. Be willing to wait for the full reveal, but also recognize what is happening at this time. You will be gaining valuable insight into where you are being led, into what purpose. Wow, you guys, I got chills. So the High Priestess energy is alive and well in this reading. You will be getting some kind of invitation. Maybe it's an invitation to travel. Maybe it's someplace you've always wanted to go and it just lights you up creatively. But the point here is you've become better, faster, and stronger at materializing your vision and what you want to do. And so it's creating this gateway for you. And you don't even know, you're not going to even see it coming. With the High Priestess, we have the mysteries are waiting to be unfolded here. And, you know, there is some, you know, there's a statement here about, you know, waiting, you know, just willing to wait for the full reveal, right? So don't be impatient, be willing to wait for the full reveal. But I feel that it's coming for you. And then we have the Spirit of Isis, beloved initiate. There are times to surrender and let go, but there are times, never times, to give up. Persist with your bold faith and inspired action until the impossible happens. Isis has the spirit of triumph and will never fail in her quest, no matter how bold or how impossible it seems. Let her inspire you. Believe. Oh my God, you guys, I have chills again. I love Isis. I love her energy. And yeah, it's those moments when you feel like, is anyone ever going to read this? Like if you're writing a book, is anyone ever going to appreciate the work that I've done here? Is this going to make any kind of a difference? And, you know, Isis is saying, you know, there are times to surrender and times to let go, but there is never a time to give up. And I feel like you guys don't give up. You're like hawks. You keep pressing in on what you want, okay? And that's why you've become better, faster, and stronger, because you keep pressing in on what you want. Oh, I feel like I'm delivering a sermon to you guys for my pile number threes. Okay, so let's take a look at your tarot cards here and see what specifically is coming up for you. Where is my pile number threes becoming better, faster, and stronger? And what is coming up for pile number three here? Okay. Better, faster, stronger. I think that's a song, actually. Pile number three. King of Pentacles. Yeah, you guys are dead set and focused on what you want. You have reached a level of mastery in your field, and you will be recognized for what you've done. The King of Pentacles is all about material effort in the 3D and mastery of that. And so, yeah, you guys are not messing around. You're very strong in your abilities and what you do, and you're very experienced and accomplished as well. And you might be in a position where you're actually helping others and teaching others how to do what you do. And I feel a sense that once you committed to something, you rose quickly in what you were doing. Once you actually made the commitment and decided what it is that you wanted to do, you rose quickly as a as a person who will be recognized in their field for their hard work and dedication, for what they provide, and what their gifts are and what they can share. Yeah, you guys have been working hard. 10 of Wands. You guys have been working it. You have been working it. And if you work for a company and you're trying to get a promotion, leadership is definitely noticing you, and you are on their radar in a good way. If you work for yourself, you're really you're going to become known in your field, and people are going to come to you and say, how did you do this? How did you build this business? What is it that you did? And you guys are, I was actually heard this thing the other day talking about creative work and the 10 of Wands. I was listening to this podcast called Fortune's Wheelhouse. They have a tarot podcast. It's really great. Anyway, this card represents Saturn and Sagittarius. This is where when we do creative work and we do what we love, it's not always, you know, easy and fun. There is true commitment involved. Like for me, you know, making tarot videos, I sometimes get up at 5 in the morning or 6 in the morning so that because I have a day job. So, you know, I have to get up early or do my videos later at night because I have other responsibilities, right? But my channel is very important. So I spend the time on it. To me. So that's just one example, you guys, of what I'm saying, that the universe is acknowledging you now and saying, look, you put in the structure, you put in the timetables, you got up and did the work. And, you know, creative work is, it's not, like I said, it's not always like, you know, being at, you know, a circus and just having fun and eating cotton candy all day long. Like there's actual real work that has to go into that. And I don't have to even tell you guys that, pile number 3, because you know that. I'm preaching to the choir on that one. You guys know that, all right? You already have that down. 7 of Swords. So I also think that you've gotten very good at abandoning and leaving situations that were adding more to your plate and not actually helping you achieve what you needed to achieve. I also think that if there were people that you were giving away your power to or were thinking that were ahead of you, they're not, okay? And yeah, there's always people we can learn from. There's always mentors that we can grow from. But if you were assigning higher characteristics to someone than what they actually are, I can see in 2020 you've gotten the memo on that one and you left the situation. You were like, see ya, bye, you know, and you were like, I'm not looking back, right? I don't even care. Like, you might have lost some money in this situation, you might have lost some friends, you might have just, you know, had to lose a couple things during the process, but it's because you were trying to grow and push forward into your mission. And it's very hard to do that with people that are a distraction, that don't really want the best for you. And I see you guys here. You guys, I always call this my 10 of Cups soul. You guys have a 10 of Cups soul, okay? And the 10 of Cups is all about fulfillment, completion. It's all about, you know, having those happy connections with people, those beautiful moments of connection where you have a happy home and you have people around you that love you and care for you and you for them. And it's just very supported and loving with the 10 of Cups. And, you know, those moments in life can be fleeting. As we know, with the 10s, everything is near completion or moving into a new cycle when we hit the 10s. So we never can linger in the 10s for too long. And I understand that you guys also have picked up, you're getting better and faster and stronger at knowing that nothing ever stays the same and nothing in this life is guaranteed. And so take the moments that you have with, take the moments that you have with a grain of salt if they're challenging. Take them in as loving if they're a loving moment, and enjoy them, because you know too well that things can be gone in a second, and that, you know, relationships or people could be gone in a second. And I think that you're very well aware of that. But I do think you're very hopeful. I do think you guys are very hopeful. You have very loving hearts. You are able to, carry your share of the weight in any situation. You almost carry too much of the weight sometimes. And so, you know, you're getting clear about that too. And what is your responsibility versus what isn't your responsibility. And I think that that's, you know, made you better, faster, and stronger as well. Oh, here, she wanted to come out twice. Here you guys are. You guys are, you know, better, faster, stronger for a creative person. Nothing better than the Queen of Wands. Nothing better. And I'm going to tell you right now, pile number 3, right now, you guys are in your element. There's nothing better than you right now. All right. And I'm not saying that to just stroke your ego or anything like that, but take a moment and feel proud of what you've created and what you've done. And you're not lowering others by appreciating yourself and what you've done. And I do feel that you guys are getting very confident And not in a crappy way where you put down others to make yourselves feel better, but in a true heart-centered way where that solar plexus is fired up and you are just content. You're content even if things are not perfect and things are a little bit messy. Like, it doesn't even matter to you. You can still create in your sleep at this point. You're that creative that you could literally like do a masterpiece in your sleep. Or with this cat wrapped around your neck. You know, you're just kind of like, you're in it right now. You're in your zone. So I'm going to say to you, pile number 3, take advantage of that. Because as we know with the 10 of Cups, moments can be fleeting. So take advantage of that. Keep creating the space for that. And keep waiting for that invitation to come through, because I do think it's coming for you. You guys are mastering and leveling up. And you're better, faster, stronger now because of it. Okay? So thank you so much, pile number 3. I really hoped you enjoyed your reading. I did a lot. Sometimes I get so into the readings, I don't want to leave them. Okay, so let's see here. Moving on to pile number 4. So if you chose pile number 4 with the orange tea light, this beautiful orange tea light, this is your reading. So let's relax into it. All right. For my pile number 4, spirit, angels, and guides, where have my pile number 4s really stepped up to become better, faster, and stronger so far in 2020? Ooh, the cow spirit. Miracles are endless. Scarab beetle. Magic works through you. Mother of life. Oh, yeah. Scales of balance. Oh, definitely feeling that. Ancestors. Oh, you guys. Boundaries. Set them daily. Okay, you guys. I'm really feeling the feminine in this pile. I feel that you guys have become better, faster, and stronger at your daily magic and your daily routines and what you do. Now, all of you might not be into magic. Some of you might be. You might, practicing magic is actually very simple. It's as simple as saying, right now, my pile number 4s are under my spell. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I mean, magic it's all about the intention, and it's all about, you know, it can be little things that we do. But for those of you that are into magic, I do think your magic has been up leveling, and I think that you have been very dedicated to that and to the process. And I see here that you have many different things going on right now. So many different balls in the air. I feel like here with the scarab beetle spirit, and magic is working through you and through multiple channels while you're sleeping, while you're awake. It's like you have 10 arms and you're doing things very, very well, and you're able to multitask. Maybe some of you are actually mothers who chose this reading, and you know, you've got a lot of things going on every day, and it's like everybody wonders, like, how do you get all of that done? And how do you still take care of yourself? How do you still hold space for yourself, right? The cow spirit is very feminine, and there's a lot of Venusian energy in this reading so far. So I am definitely feeling, for example, if you're a Taurus or a Libra, or you identify with Venus, this is, you know, very important. So Venus is very caring and loving, and you know, can be associated with mothering energy as well, like the Empress. But you know, here, and we can see here too with the ancestors, card number 1. So you could really be taking care of your family and could really be pouring a lot of energy into taking care of your family. This is a general reading. So for others of you, I see this as being you in contact more with your ancestors than you've ever been, respecting your lineage, finding out about, you know, communicating with those that have, maybe you have a grandparent that's passed over to the other side, and your grandparent liked you to do certain things, and you've been more respectful of that, right? So I do see your ancestors have been playing a role here too in this better, faster, stronger. And they have had a hand in these miracles that have been happening. And I do think that the miracles are happening for you, you guys, because you've been setting boundaries. Setting boundaries is one of the most challenging things, especially for people who are givers and, or mothers or fathers. Boundaries can be very challenging. And you guys, in the last 6 months of 2020, you guys have the key here. You guys found what your key is to setting boundaries and what works for you. And daily, this is a daily thing to do. Set them daily. You have understood now that you need schedules, you need boundaries, you need to know what you actually want so that you have enforceable boundaries, right? You've come to understand this. And because you have done that, you've been able to work with a lot more energy than you have in the past. Also, you have things that are coming in for you. You're able to receive more in balance, because if we're just constantly giving, and we don't have balance and we don't have boundaries, then miracles can't come in for us. We can't receive. So I definitely feel that you guys are getting that now more than ever. I also feel, you guys could be very protective of Mother Earth right now, very keyed into the environment, very much wanting to spend time outdoors, very much loving Gaia and the earth, more than usual, needing to be outdoors. And the spending time outdoors could be part of what grounds you and helps you have these boundaries, right? And helps you get through your day, because this is a 7, right? So I can see that there is a lot going on for you, pile number 4. You have lots of demands on you. You have keeping many different balls in the air. In order to be in that space, you have to have appropriate boundaries. And you probably need some time to be outdoors, to be by yourself, and to ground. And in that space, miracles are endless, right? And cows just represent here abundance, Empress energy, the feminine. And then we have the mother of life here. So it says, when life seems dry and depleted, filled with repetitive tasks, or simply stagnant and stifled, Isis, the mother of life, holds the ability to revive even the most numb, resistant, and difficult circumstances in your life. She calls you now, seeking to bestow gifts of life upon you. Be bold and brave and open your arms and receive. Yeah, you guys, I was talking about, being able to receive and being able to take in what's due to you, because you guys have a lot of things that are due to you. And when life feels dry and depleted and repetitive, and things get numb, this is where you need to withdraw, right? In that time, the situation has sucked the life from you and you need boundaries. And I do feel like you've become better, faster, and stronger at recognizing those energy drains than you have in the past. And you've become, because you've done the work and you've really you're trying to harmonize the situations in your life right now. There needs to be an equal exchange of energy. And I think this is something you're becoming better, faster, and stronger at, pile number 4, that in your interactions with people, there does need to be an equal exchange of energy. Now, of course, with children, that's something different. And if you have children, I'm sure you're aware of that. But with literally everyone else in your life, probably children's and pets, but literally everyone else in your life, there needs to be an equal exchange of energy. If you go to work and you do your work and you do your job, you get your paycheck. It's an equal exchange of energy, right? Assuming that you're paid what you're worth and you're happy with that. That's an equal exchange of energy. So I think that's something that has become top of mind for you and very much a focus for you, is that the earth, rests in this balance, and that there does have to be that. And that's where the core of your boundaries can emanate from, okay? We have the scales of balance, balancing give and take, directing and flowing. Play and solitudes are ways to heal the relationship between the inner masculine and feminine energies. Connection with the body is the most powerful form of healing for the feminine energy, as it holds the secret to divine wisdom. So sing, dance, and play. Oh yeah, so when life has gotten so repetitive and numb, There's a need here to play and to have fun and to be outdoors, like I said, and to ground and spend some time in solitude, as I mentioned earlier. So, you know, it could be that you've realized how when the energy drains you, that you're not able to be like fully present for your partner or for your children in the way that you want to be. And so, you know, and maybe you've had to back off from that and just realize like, hey, it's not ever going to be perfect. Like, yes, the scales need to be in balance, and yes, I need to, you know, everyone, there needs to be a fair and equal energy exchange here, but it's not always going to be perfect. And for those times when it's not perfect for you and things get out of hand, there's the boundaries, right? There's boundaries, and we set them daily. So I think you've become better, faster, stronger, and you can restore your vitality through your boundaries, okay? So let's take it more, look a little bit more look here, you guys. Each reading has been so different. It's just been really, what a fun reading. I love it when Spirit directs me to do a reading because I know it's always going to be good. Okay. So my pile number 4 is better, faster, stronger. Spirit, angels, and guides, please tell me where my pile number 4s are becoming better, faster, and stronger. Okay. Pile number 4, better, faster, stronger. 8 of Wands. Yeah, so I do think that, you know, when life is coming at you and everything's at full speed, you're learning how to temper that energy and how to calm it down and how to, you know, put some things aside and say, you know, that doesn't need to be done exactly right now. And I think that you've gotten really good at also standing your ground and saying what you think as well here with the 8 of Wands. What other information can I get from my pile number 4s here regarding better, faster, stronger? Yeah, I see you definitely, like, it's like the world is coming at you with their arrows, and you're just, you know, you're like, not today, as one of my girlfriends would say, hashtag not today. So I do see you kind of just going, and this is again being outdoors and being grounded and just being, you know, grounding your energy away from others. If you need to put yourself in a timeout, you know what to do. All right, pile number 4. Sometimes you need to give yourself your own timeout. And even though things are coming in, the things that are coming in are not all bad here. Like, the things that are coming in are neutral, you know, they're not necessarily good or bad, but at the same time, you're like, hey, I want to move a little bit slower here. I need to give myself a grown-up time out and get some perspective, okay? And so you're like, you know, not today, maybe tomorrow, but you're setting your boundaries daily, okay? And I have 6 of Swords. So there might have been some situations that you reflected on and you decided, no, that situation is actually not for me. And now you have moved away from the situation, or you're in the process of doing that. And that also has made you better, faster, and stronger because you've cleared off the unnecessary weight in the situation. You know, if there was a situation that was weighting you down, that was very heavy and challenging, it's like you've cleared the weight of that. And you're moving on to calmer waters, we see with the 6 of Swords. But I also feel that you're just mentally calming down too. And I feel like we have a lot of Mercury in the 8 of Wands. And then here with the 6 of Swords, again, the swords are communication. So I do feel like you've wanted to slow down the onslaught of communication that comes at you every day. And you've wanted to kind of put your hands over your ears and be like, la, 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 I don't hear you. And, but not only that, you actually picked up and moved on from some things. So I do see you actually taking action and setting these, and maybe in the past you hadn't done that. And that's why the scales are balancing now in your favor and you're getting better, faster, and stronger, is because you have taken action and you have, you know, you have let things just sort of move through you. We have with the scarab beetle, magic works through you. So rather than becoming entangled with every single thing that's going on around you, it's kind of like you just let things move through you and pass through and move on and be done with it. And that's a lot different than maybe what you were doing in the past, where you felt like you had to be hyper vigilant and respond to everything, right? So I do see you relaxing more here than you have in the past, which is creating some, you know, the miracles are endless. It's creating some real abundance for you and some space for you to play and have more fun. Yeah, I do feel that you guys, you know, in the last 6 months, you guys have had to, I think you've been worried about how moving on from situations or not staying in the same role that you were before was going to hurt others, or that you were going to, you know, really destroy others by you going, no, I don't think so, not today, and putting boundaries. But I think you've come to understand that while others might be disappointed, at the same time, people are gonna survive. They're gonna live, you know, and they're gonna be okay. So you're like, all right, you guys, like, you can kind of make yourselves dinner. And I see the King of Cups here, and the King of Cups is just reminding you and telling you and being so proud of you here for, it's like you've become like your own inner father, your own inner, and if your father wasn't great to you and wasn't wonderful for you and made you feel you had to be responsible for everything and made you like hyper vigilant about things, I do see this is healing for you. It's like your own inner father has risen up in you and is reminding you that life can be gentle, okay? Life can be balanced, life can be gentle. And if things are gentle, it doesn't mean everything's gonna fall apart. It means that things are gonna move at a more measured pace. And the King of Cups is here to congratulate you and say, you know, you've actually made your life better, faster, and stronger by, you know, holding off on some of these situations and letting go of them, and you know, letting the chaos sort of fade into the background and really just focus on, you know, what you need to focus on and what's here in the present moment, right? What is here in the present moment? And there's maybe been some meditation that you've been doing too as well, pile number 4, but your commitment to that has really paid off, and it's really making a difference in your life. And I have a big smile on my face right now because I'm really happy for you guys. So thank you so much for being here, my piles, and thank you to my new subscribers, and welcome. Please leave a comment, like, share, and subscribe, and we will see you next time. Blessed be.